it's the number one, really.
What is not it?
Connection is the number one for me in anything. I've found that in any recovery that I've been involved in. Doing it on my own or doing it alone, it never worked for me anyway. That's the number one for me anyway.
Do you think that Maori men tend to connect like that? Do they shy away from it as a whole, generally speaking?
Yeah, generally speaking, Māori men will try to carry it on. In my experience, and experience of some of the people I've worked with is I'll handle it. I can do it on my own. She'll be right, and that's it. That's only a small percentage of Māori men. It's changing. Society in itself, and particularly with this resurgence of Māori practices in tikanga and so forth, there's a wealth of younger people that are more adept at asking and getting help. And may I say, social media has helped that, and it's positive. Everybody's connected in some way, with that medium. Yeah, so that's made a big difference for the younger people, I believe, and they're just way more connected and understanding of a lot of the issues, from climate change to healthy eating. A lot of vegans happening every now and then. And it's just like, I'm amazed by it, and
Yeah. You've already answered this a little bit, but I'm going to try it again. What's the biggest piece of advice you would offer to men who get a diagnosis of prostate cancer?
Look at all your options. Don't because what happened was when I connected up with the Prostate Foundation that promotes help for prostate sufferers, and we had a talk with the radiologist came in to give us a talk. And this is another one of those boom moments that happened in along the way. And it was that he said, usually what happens is the last person that you have an interview about this, that will be the person that will treat you, And man, that really annoyed me, would be a simpler way to say it. But I was really, because I hadn't pursued that, and I hadn't been encouraged to, and chose not to go down that track because it was going to be more of the same that I didn't really want to know about. So that's what I would, coming back to the original question, was seek out and go and see for yourself what any options are, be it kerosene or whatever it is. Check it out for yourself, but particularly around, because I had no problem. I'm really grateful for the support that I've had, even with my troubles, where basically the medical community has helped me with, So on those two things, the two options seemed to be for me was surgery or radiology or radiotherapy, and so I didn't check it out, and it caused me some, grief later on. So in saying that, at least you've had a look, and you checked it out for yourself. So, and don't, I suppose, I don't know, don't's a bit strong, but I suppose it was just about being true to yourself. If you feel like you need to pursue it further, follow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you just kind of lean up and stand up straight, and so you're just kind of, we'll get you out of the sun completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stand sort of like I am, just like that. How important is your partner in this?
Oh, look, it was my son and my partner were the two people that went through it with me, all the way. So.
Say that one more time.
My partner and my son were the two people that were the closest to me through all this. And they, because the other kids had moved away from home, and so that was where it was. She was very important to me because I hadn't sought out at a really, at the necessary level with others. So, of course, my partner was very important to me.
When you look back on this journey, what have you learned?
Learned is that it's an inside job, that I have to find my strength within myself, along with all the other supports that are around, and that because there's a lot of people that have helped me along the way and supported me along the way. And like I said, my name is Mauraka, meaning defensiveness. Not defensiveness, that's a faux pas in the biggest sense, but it was definiteness, and that's what I've learned about myself, is to be more definite about things, is to be true to myself in an ever-growing way, and to trust, because that's where my spirituality lies, really, is that's nobody else is going to do it for me, sort of thing. I've got to find out for myself. And to do that, I need to maybe shift some old ideas that don't work for me, any shortcomings that I might have, or things that don't work, and I have to listen to people to make those decisions for myself. So what I've learned is to be more caring of myself. That would be probably the main thing.
Great. I mean, we could go on for hours talking. I know you got to get back, and so
sure.
we want to. I think I want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Here, and I think you've done some amazing stuff. I think that's a fantastic interview. That's one of the best I've ever heard. In terms of being to the point and direct, I think you've absolutely been flawless. Real quick,
thanks.
Last question, really quick.
Cool.
Can you tell me the importance of the spiritual side of yourself, and even within the Maori worldview, how important that is to this process?
The importance of...
And like you're speaking to a Maori man.
Yeah.
Almost if I was another Maori man who just said, Mauraka, I have been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I haven't really connected to my culture at all, or my spiritual side at all. What would you say to me?
Bro, like if I was speaking to another Māori about this experience, it is, as Māori would understand it, we've been defined, about being Māori and who we are. So I would say to anyone to, renew your roots and to embrace the beauty of what Māoridom is, and, do it in a way that's comfortable for yourself, because the Māori worldview is all about taking care of oneself and their family, and there is connection there. So that's what I would be saying to anyone, and that it's not an easy process in some respects, but once I was able to find the spirituality in myself, the wairua, the mana, the ihi, the wehi, those things that I had to reclaim for myself, then I am a lot stronger in that within myself. So it is still an inside job, and I've had to find those things, and Māoridom has made those things available to me. Whereas, because when I'm with Māori, we understand those things sort of intrinsically, or just sort of, even if it's just being able to understand what some of the oppression that's gone on for our families, and just having a relationship with that. It's so there's those aspects to it, and there's not many Māori men that I've met and till today that don't have an understanding of whatever I've just said. Like as far as whānau, ancestry, and those little things that Auntie told me, or the funny things that have happened when we've been out on the water, or we've gone out hunting, or any of those things. People seem to understand it. They've got a story about the birds. They've got a story about the natural world that has come from their uncle, or something like that, and